Hello everybody, it's Wotsits95 here, and I'm back again for another video. Now you might be wondering what this is, but this is this is actually the home screen, the starting menu, main menu, that's what it's called, of Tomb Raider, the latest Tomb Raider game. I've literally just finished the game this minute, and I'm just going to give you my thoughts on it straight away of this beautiful game. Oh, the light's shining on it. So, let's get into this.
Okay, so now we can really get into this review. Basically, I'm just going to be talking about. I'm going to try and keep this quick. I'm just going to be talking about the past Tomb Raider games, and yeah, what I think about this one, what it does well, what it doesn't do so well. So let's get into this. So first of all, we've got this little screenshot right here. So I really like this screenshot because it shows off all the different Laras that there have been in the video games, the video game series. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Tomb Raider games, which is an incredible amount of games. And to be honest, I think people only really like the first 2 or 3. The first one's on PlayStation, the original PlayStation, which are these lovely ladies here, the most pixely ones. And I think where Tomb Raider went wrong is that they tried to divulge into like the supernatural a bit too much, and then when the script didn't really work, they made Lara Croft's bosoms. They just made her very big-breasted, and that's how a lot of the Tomb Raider games were actually sold. A lot of them were absolute crap. Like Angel of Darkness, that was a shocking game, and Tomb Raider Underworld was a pretty bad game as well. And I think Tomb Raider Legends, yeah, that was a bad one. I mean, from Angel of Darkness, it's all been crap, but there has been this new game released, as you just saw at the start of that video. I had just finished it. I just have finished it, and yeah, I think it's really a good step in the right direction for the Tomb Raider franchise. So obviously, people always say, "Oh, Lara Croft, this one, Tomb Raider, is just copied off Nathan Drake, the Uncharted series." But if you remember, guys, Uncharted only came out on the PS3, and Tomb Raider was going for years and years before Uncharted was even thought about. And Uncharted is basically the male version of Lara Croft, you know, it's an adventurer, jumping around, shooting people, and then supernatural stuff happens, and that's the story. And if I'm completely honest, I really don't like... It's not I don't like them. I do like the Uncharted series, but I just don't love them. Like, people gave Uncharted 2 and 3 10 out of 10. But I think they were maybe like an 8, an 8.5. You know, there was a lot of problems I incurred with it. But we're not talking about Uncharted really. Obviously, I just wanted to mention it because the two games do draw similarities, but this game, I think, really swings the adventurer game needle back in Lara Croft's favour, away from Uncharted. I mean, this game I completed in 3 days, but those were long sessions. I'm trying to remember. I think I played about 10 hours, 10 or 11 hours. Which is quite a lot longer than some of the other Tomb Raider games. And I wasn't bored anyway, any of the time. It was always like engaging, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's better than the Uncharted games. And yeah, I think it's one of the best games that I've played for a very long time. So I'm going to get into talking about the gameplay and some of the other stuff in the game. Okay, so talking about the gameplay, I think that overall It's very, very fun. The control scheme is easy to learn and easy to use, and that's always a useful thing when you are learning to play a game, and when you are playing a game just in general. And similarly to Uncharted, there are a lot of big set pieces. As you can see here, this is a massive set piece, and and they kept you interactive during all of the set pieces. You were never just sitting there watching, being like, "Wow." You would sit there and be like, "Wow," and then they'd ask you to like climb onto something, grab something before you quickly fall off, or shoot. Like if you're going down a waterfall, you shoot blockades with your shotgun so you don't die, and it's really cool, and I really like that about the game. And yeah, the gameplay, it was there was a cover system which I think they did take directly from Uncharted. I'm not going to lie, because I can't remember any cover systems being in the past Tomb Raider games. But it really did help, because the main weapon that they want you to use, the first weapon that you actually get, is this bow. 2013, the year of bows, Crisis 3, and there was another game that used the bow. Assassin's Creed 3, but that was last year. Oh well. But yeah, they give you this bow, and it's quite hard to. Well, it's not hard to use, but it's really fun to use, and there are a lot of different attachments and stuff. But if you didn't have that cover aspect, then I think it would be a lot harder to use the bow accurately and efficiently when you're killing the enemies. So yeah, the gameplay, I really did enjoy it. You get 4 different weapons, as I said, the bow. You also get a pistol, and you get an assault rifle, and also a shotgun. You can you can go to these campfires which you find throughout the whole map, throughout the whole game, and you can upgrade your weapons with salvage that you find within the game. And the salvage can be found in these crates that you break open. They can be found on dead enemies and in other boxes and stuff that you have to open. And this brings me on to the next point with the campsites, that you get skill points and you get to level up your character, which was never in the original Tomb Raiders. As far as I'm aware, I can't remember anything. I mean, it's been God knows since I played the last one, and I don't think there was anything in Uncharted like that. You just went through the game picking up random weapons. This, you have your 4 weapons, but you develop your skills, so you can climb faster. You can do skills where you can dodge an enemy and then throw dust in their face so they're stunned, and then you can shoot them. You can dodge an enemy and stab them in the knee, and then there's ones where if you're holding a certain weapon, you press the finish button, which is Y or triangle depending on what console you're on. I don't know what it is for PC, I apologise. But then you either axe them in the face or shoot them in the face with either the bow. No, you stab them in the face with the arrow, or you shoot them in the face with the shotgun, the pistol, or the assault rifle. And there's a lot of stuff like that. There's a lot of upgrades, and I really like that, because it's the whole game is about Lara learning to grow up and developing as a person, and that's sort of you developing her in the game, as well as along the whole series of Tomb Raider games, obviously. And I like that aspect about it. I think that's really cool. The next thing that I was going to say was... what was I going to say? I had it just on my tongue. I was talking about developing her... I don't know what I was about to say, but I'm going to talk about this right here. If you want to look at the screen, I'm just going to zoom in now. That right there, that is blood, and blood is a big part of the game. This is the first mature rated Tomb Raider game. It's an 18, and it was an interesting way to go with the series, because the series had always been sort of PG 12. I think one was 15, but nothing really too major. A little bit of blood here and there. But this game goes. This game is a dark game. It deals with a lot of adult themes, and there's blood everywhere. I mean, there's one bit where where you're trying to escape from something, you fall down, and you fall into this pool of blood, and then Lara emerges and she's covered in blood. It's absolutely disgusting, but it's just like a harrowing image. It's really like a powerful image, and she swears in it. There's swearing in the game, and it makes her feel more human, because in the previous games there was no swearing at all, and it's sort of like, well, you know, she's facing off against a T-Rex in one of the games, and it's like, do you not think she would just go, oh fucking hell, I'm gonna die, or shit, or something, anything, just a swear word, just to like, it's like an assurance thing. It's swearing. When people use it when they're scared, it makes them feel like sort of comforted. So that was an interesting side of the game to put out there, and I think it worked really well. I think it was good. So yeah, what next? Okay, so next I sort of want to talk about the voice acting and stuff, and the animations and stuff like that, and then I'm going to finish up here. I'm going to talk about the problems with the game as well. So first of all, the voice acting. I think that the animations and everything for the game look really good. It's a very, very pretty game. As you can see from this screenshot here, this is one of the cutscenes, and these cutscenes looked absolutely amazing, incredible. But the voice acting was the one thing that I didn't really like. There was only like 2 or 3 characters that I enjoyed listening to in the game, and Lara, unfortunately, wasn't one of them. You know, she's a British character, she's a British woman, and so you just expect her to have a British voice. But the thing is that the voice actor, I don't know if she was English or not. She sounded like she was English, but it was just sort of a bit too God, it was a bit too traditional English. She was like, I'm out to search for Himiko, the Sun Queen of Yamatai. Obviously, I can't do a traditionalist woman's accent, but it was like, that was so bad. Sorry about that. But yeah, it just seemed a little bit too fake, and then at certain points where you'd think she'd be screaming or like panicking, she was just sort of, she had a hint of tones in her voice sometimes, and that wasn't, I didn't enjoy that. It wasn't horrible to listen to, but it wasn't like top notch. It wasn't like Nolan North, for example, from the Uncharted series, which I keep going back to, but it's hard to avoid. Anyway, overall, the voice acting was okay, is what I'm going to say. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good, it was okay. Now, story was, I think I might have talked about it a little bit. I can't really remember, to be honest. But the story has been. What am I on about? I'm sorry, my mind's wandering. I'm trying to think about what I'm going to say next. The story was very compelling. I enjoyed it. It was a very interesting route to go, because obviously this game is a reboot. As you can see from this picture here, Lara is young, and it's not only a reboot of the series, but it's also a prequel game, and I think that they can take the series wherever they want now. They can just let your mind imagine back to the original Tomb Raider, or the original Tomb Raider games and all of those, or they can start making more and more games with this younger Lara and take her through her life, and maybe, I don't know, remake some of the games. But I don't know, it's interesting. They could do whatever they want, so I think that's an interesting choice to reboot the series, because we've never really learnt about Lara Croft's background. We just know she's an adventurer who raids tombs, and so yeah, the story was very interesting. The setting was good. What I was going to say was, obviously the game is called Tomb Raider, but raiding tombs has always been the main like theme of the game, and that's what sometimes made it just feel too generic, because it would be her going into a tomb, finding something, bad guys after her, kill the bad guys, and then she walks away, you know, with the treasure. But the tombs are optional missions, well, optional like little areas, and you go around, find them, and you have to have certain gear to open some of them, which is an interesting concept, and it's like a throwback, but it's not like throwing it into your face, which I like. I like that. It's like it's a new game. We are using the same character, the same name, but it is a new game. We want to tell you our story, is what the developers are really saying. But we respect the fans. We respect the old games. Here's a little taster of the old games, which is good. So, what's bad about the game? As I've said, the voice acting is okay, and not too much really. I had a few bugs and stuff, like at one point I used the survival instincts, which is like the I can't remember what it's called. Detective mode, that's it. Detective mode from Batman Arkham Asylum and City, which pretty much every game has used since Arkham Asylum came out. When I went into that, it started lagging out, which was quite annoying. And then at one point, when I was using survival instincts, it's supposed to like sort of go a little bit slow-mo, not lag, but go a little bit slow-mo, and then go all grey, and then the objects of interest are supposed to flash yellow. But when I did it, the objects flashed yellow, but the game was still running full speed, and it wasn't going grey, and so obviously that was a bug, and that annoyed me. But once I reset my game, that was all fixed. So nothing game breaking, just a little annoyance. That was all. So overall, I'm gonna give the game a final score now. I think I'm just gonna have a minute just to decide on the final score I'm gonna give it. Okay, so I've decided what I'm gonna give this game. I've decided what score I'm gonna give it, and I'm going to give it a I'm deciding between two. When I said I decided, I might have lied a little bit. I'm going to give it I'm going to give it an 8.5, 8.5. I really enjoyed it. I think it was really good. And all the collectibles and stuff. It was a very engaging game, good length. But I just think that the voice acting let it down just a little bit, and some of the graphical bugs that I had let it down just a little. So actually, I think I'm going to give it a 9. I can't see why any of those things that I said would warrant an 8.5. I'm going to give it a 9. Tomb Raider, A Survivor is Born, 2013 release. Go out and buy it. It's a great game. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I've been Wotsits95. I wanted to make this review short, but it has not been short at all. I hope you will enjoy this video. Obviously, you don't have to watch the screen. I should have said that at the start, but I hope you've enjoyed listening to me talk about this game, and go and buy it. It's a great game. Very, very fun, and I hope they continue the series. So anyway, here we go. This has been Wotsits95. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like on the video, and I will see you again in the future for more videos in the future. I said future 3 times. Goodbye. I'm not going to make myself an idiot. I just keep talking fast, so that just makes it fail. Oh well, good.